great angle. No, it's not. There's nothing wrong. Mhm. No, can't see anything. Like, hang on. I can see you now. Mhm. There's a delay. There's a delay because I'm not moving in this video at all. No, I'm not moving. When I say I'm not moving, I am frozen. Oh, why am I so zoomed in? Oh no, I don't like that. Okay. Oh yeah, I well, that's fine. That leave it like that. Just don't mess with it now. That's fine. There's a delay, but one watching, that's me. Let's post it. Yeah, that's fine. Why are you putting it in the Discord? I think one watching on YouTube is me because I can't see your camera. What that I'm watching. Oh, I can see it, so that's fine. Just put it in the Discord. Mm-hmm. Is that on Twitch? I know, might do another one at some point. Might do one at some point, so yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh, it was just mainly the live. It was just mainly the live stream, really, right? Right. That's better. My hair was irritating me. I don't know how long this is going to hold because my hair's too heavy for this clip itself, so it'll be interesting how long it stays up for. It's just so my hair's out of the way because it's irritating me. That is not gonna. That's pulling out already. How do people do this? It's wet still, though. No, my hair is too thick for this. Right, let's just leave it like that. And then hopefully it doesn't fall out. I'm way too zoomed into the camera there. Oh, do you know what? This is just I give up with it. I just need. Trying to look at my computer because I've got my iPad, so I can't see anything. It was me. I've streamed before. We'll be talking here forever otherwise. Right, okay, I'm ready. I've stopped moving. There is a bit of delay, so they can't hear you, Holly, apparently. It's Alex. Hang on.
I think I know what it is. Hello? Is Matt better? Can you hear? Hang on. If you're on Twitch, you won't be able to hear. But I need to add.
What is that? Why did I choose that emoji? It's. Oh wait, you can hear us now.
Yeah, I basically.
Sorry, I'm gonna end up keep coughing.
No, not for the vertical sources, because I reckon that the Twitch people can't hear me. So I just need to add. Stop trying to add it there, please. Add.
We've never done this before, so it's just a bit like it's like what is.
Okay. I don't know if people on Twitch will be able to hear me. That's like a problem, actually.
Do you know what?
Got it. Okay, I've figured it out.
Have you sorted it?
Yes. Okay, that should work. My device is capturing audio. How do I get rid of this sources thing? Because I don't want that anymore. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I literally can't read the chat, so you're gonna have to read YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got it up. I can't see you anyway, so.
We're also on Twitch. If you want me to be able to read the messages, you'll have to go on Twitch. So this is basically, it's a little different, but we're doing the first episode of season 3. We're talking about Jurassic Park, so if you want to like not be spoiled for the book of Jurassic Park, which is, I will warn you, quite different from the film, I would not listen to this. But we're gonna go and do it as normal, and then I guess try and interact a little bit with people. Yeah. If we want to, because like we might as well make the most of it. I don't know. Do you know what I could probably do? I could probably join the live stream on my phone, and then I'll have the chat.
Yeah, and then it'll be like.
But yeah, we're gonna basically pretend.
Delay, because like I'm not moved. I actually am not. I think there's about a 5-second delay for me, but again, I couldn't explain why that's happening.
There we are. Okay, so I'll join, and then I'll be able to see the chat.
Okay, that's fine.
Except for some reason I can't see the chat. Why can I not see the chat?
I don't think it likes you today.
No, it's been very disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
I'm gonna have to open it in the app.
Great
like, it's showing me Reddit videos on YouTube. That's not okay. Maybe if I log in, let me
just go on your laptop or just open it up in a browser. We'll come up with something eventually.
Just a second. I'm just gonna go get my iPad. I will be able to respond to messages.
Oh, you're just leaving me here, but oh no. Oh, right, okay, leaving me to just be here on my own. That's okay.
A word that's being
Yeah,
said.
okay, just
Okay.
do what you will. I'm Alex. To be fair, it's a big learning curve where it's like, what is going on? Is that having a life change in my life?
Okay, I've got the chat.
Okay, you got it. Also,
Hi, I can see your messages. Wow.
Right, you sorted.
It only took us about 50 minutes, but we got
20.
it. No, because I've been doing this for a lot longer.
Oh, okay.
When I said to you, like, oh, I'm just getting ready, what I meant was I'm literally trying to get my camera to turn on.
Right. Okay, that's fair enough.
So I've been
No,
struggling
I'll
this
just
whole
wipe my
time.
hair. No,
Okay.
my hair is still soaking wet, so I am just gonna hide it behind my back because it's so wet still. So we're not gonna address that. Okay, we should probably start because I'm also be here all day.
Yes. So we're just gonna go as if it's a normal episode for the most part because that's like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
And we are obviously gonna upload this as an episode. So, hello and welcome to the Bookish Rambles podcast with me, Holly.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Which you actually really enjoyed.
I did, yeah. Bit of background, I do think that this is important because some of the comments that I'm going to make. I didn't really like the film of Jurassic Park. I watched it like 3 times and I was just like, this is kind of boring. And then I read the book and I was like, this is amazing. I love this so much. It was a bit of me. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the only way I had to finish it was because, like, obviously, because I was in Scotland last week, I put on an audiobook of some random guy reading it out because it was the only one I could find. Because I was like, I drive a lot, so I'm like, I have to listen to audiobooks in the car if I want to finish a book that I'm trying to read. But he was just like, oh, it was just a random guy reading it out. And you know how audiobook narrators always do weird voices, and it can sometimes take you out. He was doing the kids' voices, and it really took me out a little bit of it. So I think because I did that, the book didn't have the same impact. But like, he was doing the girl's voice. He was the English guy trying to do an American accent.
Oh no!
Really badly. Only certain people can do American accents, and it was just like you just sound. For some reason, it's always a Midwestern American accent that people do.
Oh yeah.
Why? It's always that, and I'm like, there are other accents. Like, why are you doing a Midwestern accent?
The worst thing about that as well.
He was doing Costa Rican accents, and I was like, oh, for goodness sake.
What? No.
Yeah, he was, because obviously, you know, in the beginning of the book, where you've got where the doctor goes in and you've got the worker that's been bitten by a raptor.
Absolutely not.
He was doing the accents for that.
Get out. That's so bad. I can't though.
I was like, okay, right.
But like that is, I warned you as well that like the kids were the worst part because
Midwest mentions. If I just say,
yeah, specifically like I said to you because like the little girl in the film, she's not like the best ever. She still has some stuff that she does where it's like, okay, so she's okay, but in the book she's so 90s girl character written by a man.
Yeah. Oh, and for some reason, comparing it to the film, this kid's age is swapped. I haven't seen the film for about 10. Oh my gosh, when was the last time I saw the film?
She's
maybe
older in
16
the film,
years ago?
I think. She's bigger.
Anyway. Yeah, that she's taller, but obviously, like, she's supposed to be 8, right? And then obviously, like, I swear the brother starts swearing at one point. I was like, why is this?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm really bad with knowing kids' ages. I'm like,
No,
yeah, you could be 5, you could be 10. Especially because,
yeah,
like, as a tall family, all of our children end up looking older than they are. So my perception of, like, a child is, like a full-size human is, like, 10 years old.
right. Oh, that would terrify me.
My nephew currently is in his first year of secondary school, and he's, like, taller than me.
It'd be about 5'10" then. Oh my, like 12, 11. At 12, as someone who has never graced 5'5", or 5'5" on a good day, because we shrink in the morning. Just saying, you shrink over like the day.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm 5'5". Technically, but I've never graced anything more than that. That's scary.
I never know how tall I
That's
am
scary.
because my last time that I got measured was when I was like 15.
You're about like 5'10" or something like that. You're tall. You've got to be You've got to be like that.
Yeah, it's just like, so my perspective, like the kids in the film, I think they definitely feel very different from the kids in the book, and I think that's probably the biggest improvement. However, as we said, spoilers. This is very heavy on the spoilers. I preferred the book in a lot of ways.
Mm.
I'm gonna just go right out the bat here. They killed Hammond in the book.
Which I think was, I mean, he dies in the second film, doesn't he? Because just of old age.
But in the first film, he, like, changes his mind, and he's like, no, no, no. I don't think that this is a good idea, actually, because people are getting hurt, and I think that's bad. And in the book, he's like, no, we
This
just
talk
need
is
more
safe.
security. Like, we can fix this. This is just, like, it was a trial run, and it went wrong.
Especially a lot of it, like a lot of it in the book, like it references like, oh, we're gonna have a petting zoo for dinosaurs.
They do that
Okay.
in Jurassic World, the film.
Well, yeah, they do actually.
They literally, I was
I
like,
mean,
I read that, and I was like,
in my eyes, those aren't canon.
like, that's crazy to me that they took something that literally, like, the whole purpose of it was to be like, look how insane this person is. Look how stupid and dangerous. And, like, they're just coming up with, like, gimmicks about real creatures that shouldn't even exist. And then in the other film, they literally did that. And I get that in Jurassic World, it's not like they did a good job. But it felt like, you know, in the Jurassic Park film, these sorts of things were I think it's because of Richard Attenborough. I blame Richard Attenborough. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's...
Speaking of that, you know the audiobook. I've just thought, you know the audiobook. He was doing the exact same accent as the actor in the book.
What
I was just like, oh, I wonder where we got those. I'm gonna have to send you this audiobook. If anyone wants to look it up, it is literally like a unicast. It's called Jurassic Park Unicast on Spotify. It's free. I don't know how it goes with copyright. To be fair, I don't think the guy should have done it. But do you know what? I don't know. It's technically because it's a unicast, but like he did a free reading, so you know. Go and listen to it if you want to listen to the book.
I'm gonna need to listen to that. I'm gonna need to like.
It's unique. I mean, like, good credit to it. Go at it. Jurassic Park Unicast. Yeah. Credit to the guy though. I mean, it's from like 2019, so but like credit to the guy that he actually put himself out there to do it.
This is like what it would be like if you did the audiobook for your book.
Oh no. I'd be like, I haven't got the accent that they should have anyway.
And you just fake it.
So it wouldn't work. And also, the way I pronounce my words isn't correct for some of the way they would speak either. Like,
I have committed myself for a friend as a birthday gift. I'm gonna do an audiobook of my book.
Oh.
Which it sounds like really cool, but like I also am waiting for my dad to like move out so that I can do that. It is the deadline of when he said he was going to move out. Guess how much stuff he's moved out?
One thing.
He literally took the TV yesterday, and I am convinced that he took it.
The TV
because we're going on a ramble here. he wanted to take the TV because I was like, well, I don't want a 70-inch television. So he took it rather than sell it. And already the room is so much
television.
bigger. It's so big. It was like literally like a void in the corner of the room. The room is so much more open and like nice. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, because you had a 70-inch TV and
yeah. And so the washing machine broke, right? And he thought that I broke it. And when I say he thought I broke it, he was like, he didn't tell me that it was broken. He didn't tell me that my washing was just sitting there wet, not drying. And he told my mum, and before I found out. That's how I found out, is because my mum told me. And then the washing machine guy comes. It wasn't the washing machine that was broken. I was right. I was right when I said that there was just something wrong, because it was doing the same thing that it done like months ago when we first got it, when it like kept switching off, and the washing machine kept triggering as well. So the washing machine and the dryer were both broken. And I was like, well, they work, but something's tripping them. And it was the plug. It was the socket. Vindication. So I think he saw that that was the case, and he was like, I should probably move something out. I should probably, like, you know, considering that I accused her of breaking the like, so, yeah, I'm waiting for him to move out whenever that happens, because there's stuff going on. But, like, I can't. It's an absolute nightmare, because he's just in and out, and it's never when I think he's going to be here. But I really liked... I think it's... The reason why I think it's Richard Attenborough's fault is because you're not going to want to kill off Richard Attenborough. Like, let's be real. No. It's like, imagine going, oh yeah, and then he dies because of his own... And it's like, no, because you like Richard Attenborough.
Of his own hubris. Yeah, no, he dies of his own hubris.
And it's brilliant, because even, like, at the very last minute, he's like, this park is a good idea, they don't know what they're talking about, they're going to try and shut me down for what, blah, blah, blah. And then he dies.
Well, yeah,
he gets eaten alive.
I don't know. Do you know what I really like, though, why you reminded me, like, about how people dies? Yeah. What's his name? What's his name? No, the hacker guy. How the death is.
Nedry.
You know what I'm saying? I found the death a bit like not brushed over, but obviously you don't really see it.
Nobody like else
dies the same way.
Yeah.
But like, I found like because what they do, like, obviously you see him picture, like on the toilet, and then he gets eaten on the toilet. Like, he goes and hides in the toilet. But like, if I remember, because it's people, they find him, don't they? They find his body, and they're like, oh right, that's a nasty way to go. And there's like some of him's been dissolved, if I remember correctly. Like he's in like this liquid.
I found really interesting was because basically you've got Ian Malcolm, who is in the film. He runs away specifically with the intention of saving the kids. He's like, I'm gonna distract the dinosaur. In the book, he's like, best option based off of statistics.
Yeah.
So he just runs. And like, I find that so funny that they changed that. Because in the book, it's like literally not even mentioned that he has kids, that he's been married or anything like that. He just is a guy who
found a fossil, and they wanted to display it, and it was like, because it's like an intact fossil, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to come and see it because I get to see it. So it's like, oh, so he's been dragged into something, but he was like, oh right, I've been dragged into this.
When did I read Jurassic Park?
I think it was like last year.
It was,
or if I remember correctly.
It was before Jamaica Rin. There, got it.
It was like October, right?
I'm pretty sure I took a picture for Nedry's death.
Yeah, if I remember correctly from obviously because I'm going off the audiobook, so I actually haven't got the book itself. But I remember it describing he was in some. It was like he was in a liquid, um,
Well, they
something like.
have poison. Their saliva's
That.
like weird,
It
isn't
might
it?
be poison.
Because
Yeah, it's just how they just find him. So it's like,
oh
I mean,
yeah,
fitting death because he was a bit annoying, but
they go to the aviary and there's the stuff. Did I not take a picture? I must have taken a picture.
unless you sent it me, but then you'd be going through Philly.
I swear. Do you know what? I might have sent it to a friend because I think. Oh, I keep getting that ad. Okay, basically, what I wanted to say was that I think that in the film, they. I think it's partially because they wanted it to be a little bit more family friendly.
Yeah, because I
It's
think a
it's only
lot.
like a 15 at most, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because it came out like. Um, Funny story about that, right? Actually, speaking of when it came out, so like when I was a kid, and and my parents worked full time,
Yeah.
and this is to do with Jurassic Park, don't worry, full time. The movie used to scare me as a kid, right? And then like I must have been about 8, so I used to be like dropped. I want to say it's an equivalent to like what Americans call daycare, but it's like
Yeah.
it was at a nursery, but for like there was an older kids club. So like this is the nursery I used to go as a kid, but they dropped me off because they were working full time and my nan was away. Because my nan lived with us, but she was away at the time. And so like there was this other kid that was my age because a lot of the other kids were younger than I am because I went with my brother. And like we had like there was like an old VCR and like a list of videos. So this is like 2004 I'm talking about.
I wasn't.
Um, maybe. Yeah, I was 7. Okay, it might have been when I was 7. And I just
No, I was just
remember
gonna say like I was
you were a child.
only a little bit I was like probably less than 2 years
Conscious.
old.
Old. Yeah, don't make me feel old. And, like, so there was this other guy that I used to like hang around with and play with, and he was like, and we both were like, do you know what? There was Jurassic Park, and I was like, I don't like Jurassic Park. I was like, I don't want to watch it, and he was like, no, let's watch it. So he made me watch Jurassic
When
Park,
you were
and then I'm like,
7?
7, yeah. We were both 7. We were like, let's watch Jurassic Park. And I was
No.
like, oh, that wasn't that scary. And so, yeah, we watched Jurassic Park that whole week 5 times in 2 days because I was just we rewound the tape and watched Jurassic Park.
See, I think I must have been like
So I know
8
the
or
movie
9.
really well.
But I was just so bored by it. Whereas the book, I think, has more of the stuff that I like. I have managed to find it, by the way. His Death,
okay.
a dramatic reading by Holly. Oh god, you can see my face. And okay,
Don't look at it. just look at the thing. You don't need to.
so it swoop
I'm
into
sorry, I
his
keep calling it.
eyes, and then it goes. And then there was a new searing pain like a fiery knife in his belly, and Nedry stumbled, reaching blindly down to touch the ragged edge of his share, and then a thick, slippery mass that was surprisingly warm, and with horror he suddenly knew he was holding his own intestines in his hand. The
That's
dinosaur
it.
had torn him open, his guts had fallen out. He falls to the ground, and then the pain gets on his head, and he knew that the dinosaur had his head in its jaws, and the horror of the realization was followed by a final wish that it would all be ended soon. And then it just cuts to Hammond being like, everything's fine.
Yeah, a great framing of that.
I will say the author's books, like I want to read more of them now because I feel like the style is very digestible. Despite the fact that they have like obviously a sort of scientific basis. Like I liked Artemis by Andy Weir, but I didn't enjoy The Martian as much because I felt like there was just so much sciencey stuff. And it's not even that I didn't necessarily understand it, it was just that I was like... And I feel like that's a really popular author, I'm not dismissing. Again, I really liked one of his books, I still have it on my shelf, even though I got rid of The Martian. In fact, it's right next to Jurassic Park. But I just feel like there's sometimes with science fiction where you get like this overwhelming focus on like the how and the why, that when it actually comes to the attacks themselves.
Mm.
Like, the horror element just kind of takes a step back. Whereas with this, not only was there horror, and not only did we actually see, like, some people be very brutally killed from the very beginning, like, literally, like, the first page, but also we got, like, the horror of humanity, like, the idea that these scientists have always and will always be doing this stuff, and that they do it even when they're told that it's a bad idea, even when people die, even when they're told outright, like, hey, this is a sign that you shouldn't be doing this. And then they just don't choose to believe that.
Yeah.
Even though it's, like, true in a way that is so obvious that, like, even a baby would be like, I think maybe this is unethical. And I think when you look at, like, Hammond's death specifically, the reason why I want to talk about that is because in the book he is so against the idea of shutting down this park. He is against the idea of this being a bad idea, even though people have already been killed. He literally, I think Muldoon, they don't really show it in the film as much. He has a line, because I watched it, he has a line where he says that he thinks the raptors should be put down because they're too dangerous. And now he knows that, we know, because he's watched people be killed by these things. And so he's like, well, obviously they shouldn't be alive. And Hammond is like, no, I refuse to do that. In the book, he outright is like, I think that you should allow me to kill this T-Rex that is on the loose and that's, like, killed people. And again, he's like, no, just knock it unconscious. And I liked that, you know, they actually do get the park back under control, but the thing that ruins it isn't the fact that they got out in the first place, isn't the fact that people died from that. It's the fact that they did not account for the sequential hermaphrodites that they injected the DNA of into these animals, so they became male and they started breeding on the island, and so they didn't know that there were this many raptors and this many of this and this many of this. And so even though they got it under control, the chaos that Dr. Ian Malcolm was saying, like, hey, there is always going to be this, like, chaos that's going to break out eventually, no matter how much control you think you have, that
life
happens.
finds a way.
Yes.
Life finds a way.
And in the film, that doesn't really happen.
Film as well.
Like, in the film, he has that whole speech where he gives it, and it's, like, the most famous thing, one of the most famous speeches of all time in cinema history, right? Yeah. And yet, they don't show that. They don't show that there are raptors that are out there breeding. They make a point for him to be like, and you're sure that they're all female? And, oh, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, they've got frog DNA, and pointing that out. But then they don't do anything with the fact that, like, the reason why that was relevant is because they have been breeding, and because that's the downfall of the thing, is that Hammond thinks that it's safe because they've got them under control, but they haven't, because they don't even know what they're controlling. And it just doesn't get... And so, like, his death doesn't happen. The plot with the island being, like, there's raptors on the boat that are trying to go to the mainland. There are already dinosaurs on the mainland. You know, the natural ecosystem. Like, the destruction on, like, the full scale isn't really shown in the film. And it's really sad, because, like, that's... I just...
Oh, yeah. I can tell it's just... I think because it's just an adaptation... I think the thing about, like, adaptations is they don't always,
Get
you
it.
know, reflect... Yeah, they don't always reflect what the book is. That's not an adaptation. I actually hate that book. I hate that book, yet I will defend it.
No, same.
That's not an adaptation.
I honestly think,
I mean, at
now
least
that
it's
that
in
film
quotation
exists, maybe we should do a Wuthering Heights episode where we specifically talk about how not liking a book doesn't mean that you're not capable of understanding it.
Please, can we not? I can't read that book again.
We don't have to. But I just think, like, that is a key example, right? Because, like, the whole themes of that book are that he is discriminated against for his race. Which, regardless, I know that there are people who are like, just because he's described as looking like a guy from Asia and being dark skinned, that doesn't mean that he was actually a dark skinned guy from Asia. But, like, the
He's
point
called
is
a
that people,
slur
yeah,
multiple times in the book, I'm pretty sure. I'm not
people
going to say it,
believe
but,
him to be like that. That's why they treat him the way that he does. Even if he isn't actually, it doesn't change the fact that he has to look like that to them. And in a modern audience, if you have to play that up in order to get the audience to
Exactly.
actually understand why he's the victim of racial abuse, you know, make him not white. But even then, like, you've got Isabella, who is a domestic violence survivor who literally enjoys her abuse in this film.
Yeah, and it's like that completely,
Like, feminism is dead, oh my
disregarded.
god. And it's just like, so, I get that, like, adaptations can hit the mark sometimes, but they most often don't. I just
Yeah.
think that Jurassic Park, it is so heavily stated that, like, this is a corporation that is the same sort of corporation as this other one that did a very unethical trial for vaccines without telling the people that they were going to be doing that.
Exactly.
And they're basing it in Costa Rica because the laws are different and because they will get away with breaking what they wouldn't be allowed to get away with in America itself. That is explicitly mentioned. The very first chapter is a death of a worker being shown and it being covered up by them. You have the scenes of babies being killed by dinosaurs before we even get to the island.
The famous scene of the compies. I mean, I
Bit.
don't know. Yeah, I don't think. And then obviously you got the girl that was attacked. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the second Jurassic Park film.
I've seen the first 5 minutes of it when I was like,
Yeah, that is what that scene,
they
that
they
specific
chopped it
scene,
up.
happens in the book. I don't know. I think they were just trying to introduce another island.
I saw
It
that.
is compies that attack
No,
the
no, no.
girl.
Here's the thing. The second film is based off of the second book, which was written after the
Ah,
film. It rewrote the death of Dr. Ian Malcolm. It had
oh,
a
no.
different island, which is, spoilers for that book, The Lost World. It's the island where they did most of their research and raised the animals because they had problems with it and they just blindly went ahead anyway. And so they had this second base, Island B or whatever, where they did all of this work and then they made it look like the park was shiny and perfect. That was the point. So again, even in the second book, this guy is this corporation is messed up and literally half of their expedition is spent trying to not let people know how messed up this is.
Yeah. Oh my lord. Do you know what? I will say, I'm going to the beginning of the book. I did feel like it did take a while to get to the
Yeah.
actual island. I think I think it was 8 or 9 chapters in,
I can
and it's a short book. It's not long. So I was like, right, can we? I'm like, okay, we're being introduced to this doctor that we're never going to see again. This work has been eaten by raptors. Although the raptors, obviously, they are a threatening presence, but not like they are in the film. I know I'm comparing it to the film, but that is what most people have in their heads when
It's
they
the
think of Jurassic
raptors,
Park.
yeah.
Yeah, they are not really, that present. And also, there's 2 T-Rexes in the
Yeah, the
book.
raptors are more. Okay, this is the thing. The film cuts basically straight to the island. There's a little bit before, but it's mostly set up. Then it's at the island, and then it ends when they're in the helicopter leaving the island. Whereas the book has
The
more before and it has more after.
Yeah, the Costa Rican government wants to get them.
They napalm the island!
Yeah, they blow up the island.
Which doesn't work, but this book smells so good. This is a proper book. Let me see.
How many pages have I got? I mean, I don't know because I've never. Are you smelling the book?
This. Okay, so they're on the island after... See, this is still, like, I'm this far into the book.
I think the pacing's very different.
Page 87.
So yeah, it takes a good... I mean, my pacing is exactly the same, but I was just thinking for something like you think
Did yours...
that kind of book nowadays would have jumped straight into it.
Did the audiobook talk about those?
No. Oh, he did say he was reading out like first iteration, second iteration. So he did quote, but yeah, he was quoting stuff like that from.
This a second. And then it gets to like the last sort of one, and it looks like that. And the second book does like a similar thing. It's really cool.
What was the point of these again? Is it just like...
It's the flaws in the... Let me read the quote. Let me read it. Blah, blah, blah. At the earliest drawings of the fractal curve, few clues to the underlying mathematical structure will be seen.
Right.
With subsequent drawings of the fractal curve, sudden changes may appear.
Maths goes over my head.
Details emerge more clearly as the fractal curve is redrawn. Basically, if I go to the last one again. Increasingly, the mathematics will demand the courage to face its implications.
Right, so it's basically criticising... I mean, because they're playing God, when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the... I mean, I suppose the film does address that question, but the book is mainly about should humans mess around with genetic cloning.
May prove impossible.
Yeah, because it... Yeah, like, you know,
the
about
morality of, like, mad science.
Genetic cloning, like cloning Jolly the sheep, cloning your dead pet, which I find bizarre. And then...
I do find that weird.
Bringing back dead animals that have gone extinct. For example, they want to bring back the woolly mammoth.
Which just doesn't make sense. Like, okay...
So, what they've done is, I read up on this because it fascinates me, because I'm like, why are we messing around with stuff like this? So they have managed to make mice that have the same kind of density wool that mammoths would have had, which is scary anyway, because we're messing with mice, we're messing with DNA. There are implications with this, like if we keep messing with things, there's also the case of eugenics and things like that. It raises a lot of other questions, but with the mammoths, so let's say they want to bring back mammoths because they want to recreate the mammoth steppe, what we used to have 10,000 years ago, to combat global climate change, obviously, because they would create grasslands and they bring more oxygen and stuff.
God forbid we do the actual things that we
I
could
understand why they want to do that. Like, I understand both points. But then you've got this other point of, let's say they're successful. The mammoths... let's say it doesn't really work with the climate change. The mammoth is going to be one of the most rarest creatures in the world. They will be hunted and poached. So they would need 24-hour protection.
And whatever they're like...
so how would they adapt to a changing climate? Like, I mean, the woolly mammoth is one of my favourite extinct animals. Like, I am fascinated by paleontology, by prehistory. I'm fascinated by cave paintings. It's one of my favourite time periods. But what the moral obligation of bringing back the woolly mammoth, we shouldn't be doing that. I mean, I'd love to see a mammoth, but, like, we shouldn't be doing something like that.
That's how I feel about dinosaurs.
It's finding... we should be protecting the species that we have now.
And as well...
Like, instead of looking back at extinct ones.
You have to also understand, if you're able to create animals and breed them when they don't exist, the question becomes, how soon do we use that as an excuse to breed animals for food or for their fare and literally bring them back from the dead solely for that purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I know you don't like Cassia Shigro. You know Never Let Me Go. I don't know how much you know about that book. Have you seen the film?
The idea of, like, them being basically organ donors.
That, if anyone's never seen it, it's not a spoiler. It's kind of implied.
It's the plot.
Yeah, it's the plot. That they are, like, cattle raised for and yeah, they're a clone. I think that's a very good book to bring up actually, because it is very similar
Is it
to like what I was on about. Because it like
Tender is the Flesh is a similar one, I think, but
yeah,
very
it's
different.
raising like do like because it's treating these humans as like cattle, and it's like they have their own lives. But then I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the film, and I mean, oh god, it killed me as a teenager. But like, and one of the teachers tells them like what actually is happening.
Yeah.
It's like,
And Tender is the Flesh is about the same idea, but with food, where meat, like animals, have gone extinct or whatever. And so we raise humans the way that we raise animals right now. And I feel
mm,
like it makes sense that we would have loads of books like that, but also in the context of Jurassic Park, it is a big ethical dilemma in general to do that. And like I think there's a reason, let's be real, why like cloning and stuff hasn't moved much further.
mm.
Despite the fact that Dolly the sheep was like how long ago now? It was a long time.
96, so 30 years ago.
Yeah. And that's not to say that
If you need any more historical facts, I'm your person. I've got a very good memory.
it feels like we've kind of purposely come to an almost like a standstill with it because we're at a point where it's just really weird. And like the thing about cloning like an animal,
Mm.
just because you clone an animal doesn't mean that they're going to be the same way that the other one was.
Yeah, I do find that fascinating because people do clone their pets, and it's like they're like, oh, I miss my dog, I'm gonna clone it, and I'm like, right, you're cloning your dog because and it's like that also kind
That's
of
a different
defeats the whole
dog.
point. Yeah, it's like that's not the same dog; it's a clone, yes, but you're not letting your dog go. You're not letting your pet go.
You're not going through
The whole thing
grief.
about life is it's sad, but like we have to go through all these different emotions with people passing through our lives and pets. I don't know why I'm getting really philosophical, but however you pronounce
I just
wow, I can pronounce that word. Philosophical.
there you go.
And like we have to have grief to move on so we can meet other people and so we can meet other pets.
And
Like
expand our lives.
if like with Aston passing away last year, like the fact that even thinking about a clone, it's like that's not him. That wouldn't be him. It would be a clone.
And it's not like the clone wouldn't be worthy of love or anything. It's just that
No,
it is
it's
a
just
different
like
animal, and you would
it
be
should be
looking at it
treated.
and thinking of it as your dog that you already had, but it wouldn't be that dog, and you couldn't treat it the same because it hadn't been raised that way.
No,
Like, you can't recreate an entire animal's life and expect it to be the same just because its DNA is the same.
yeah. Oh, do you know what that's just reminded me of? I mean, I know this isn't clones, but twins or triplets,
Yes,
identical twins, when people dress them the same, and it's like
they
they
are
are two
different
different
people.
people. They are not the same person. They may look the same, but there are always slightly genetic differences. They are
Yeah.
completely different people. Like I knew this girl in college, and she was an identical twin. They looked really similar. Like I once confused her twin for her from the back, and I saw her face, and I was like, "That's not Natalie. That's somebody else." And I was just like,
I had the opposite of that. I
"All
had a
right."
set of twins that I never knew were twins. I thought it was just one person.
And so you're just like playing
Like,
swap
literally
team.
for years, I would see this girl around school and I would be like, oh, and then it was twins.
Yeah. Do you know what's reminding me of? I'm pretty sure Double Act deals with this, like by Jacqueline Wilson, right?
Yeah, that's the one where, don't they, isn't it kind of like a Parent Trap type situation as well?
Yeah, like no, the right they
They,
live together and then one of them shaves the hair off at the end because she doesn't want to be exactly the same. It's been a long time. I was a kid when I read it, and I don't
the only
know.
one that I
So
really remember.
I think they went to audition to play two twins or something because one twin is kind of the leader in essentially. Double Act. Double Act.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10-year-old twins living with their father since their mother died. The two have always been close despite their differences.
Ruby and Garnet
Um,
is really funny naming for some twins.
Yeah, they have their own secret language. Don't
Emerald
like
and
to make friends.
Peridot.
They have each other. Yeah, they have a new father. Ruby insists that the girls should not stand for their new lifestyle. Or they get into trouble with the village bullies. There's a TV adaptation called The Twins of St. Clair's. Oh, Ruby finds an article about auditions for a TV adaptation of The Twins at St. Clair's and is keen for the two of them to go ahead and audition, even though Garnet declines and their father doesn't agree. Nearly summer, film. She doesn't like a lot. She's determined to be different from Garnet and ends up cutting her hair short in pursuit of that goal. Yeah, because the other twin wanted to do something else, like Ruby. Garnet wanted to be mature and go through an exams for like a secondary school. So yeah, okay. That came out in 1995. Wow.
Jacqueline Wilson is one of those people, though, to be fair, who is very old. I don't know why I said it like that. She's one of those people who's just so old.
She's only 70. Right?
Really? I thought she'd been 70 for like...
Oh no, she turned 80 last year. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I was going to say, I think she's been 70 for like 10 years.
No,
because
yeah,
she is... Jacqueline Wilson's one of those authors who just... I think everyone has a Jacqueline Wilson story, don't they?
My favourite was always My Sister Jodie. That book traumatised me as a kid.
Mine was Lily Alone. Someone should do like your favourite Jacqueline Wilson book and what it says about you.
Mine has her sister falling from a tower. What does that say about me?
Mine has a bunch of kids being abandoned and living in the park.
Oh, but yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know if you remember, the cat mummy, where she like kept her dead cat stuffed in the cupboard and wrapped it up in bandages because she'd read about the Egyptians.
I
and
she didn't read that one.
Oh, okay, yeah, the cat mummy, right? It's not a spoiler. That's what a cat passes it up. She has an old cat that's her favourite pet. So she reads about the Egyptians, and so she wraps her cat up in bandages and keeps it in the cupboard. Yeah, this is the stuff that British children read, by the way.
I genuinely don't know what to say about that. That's a crazy... To be fair, I read a bunch of books when I was that age that I'm like, okay, interesting choice.
Yeah, do you know what you just reminded me? One book I really liked when I was younger, Inkheart. Portal fantasy.
Yeah, I've still not seen a film of that, even though Brendan Fraser's in it.
It's not the same as the book. The book obviously is a lot more detailed, but I think the movie's alright. But like, I love portal fantasies. If someone's writing a portal fantasy or has a portal fantasy, please let me know. I flipping love portal fantasies. I should write one.
Magician's Nephew is like my favourite of the Narnia books.
The scrying with the... Yeah, I can see why. I don't know what mine would be. I can't remember mine. But I've got an idea. I'm writing a portal fantasy now. No idea I'm going to do that when I'm still working on another book and I've got like all the 3 books to write. But yeah,
so many planned, but that's me. Like, okay, I'll just add another to the list. But I think that works kind of well, the mummy thing, because like that's kind of what Jurassic Park is. It's a guy going, I want to make history be something that you can like touch and look at and be paying me to go and see. In the film, I can't remember if he says it in the book. Maybe he does. In the film, he's like, oh, Jurassic Park is for everyone. We're not going to charge millions for people to come and see it. Right?
Yeah.
Why are we... But I think in the film, there's this vibe that I get of like them trying to make his character less deplorable.
Oh, who plays Malcolm? Oh, what's his name? Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think his performance is a bit irritating. I'm not gonna lie.
People either love this man or they hate him. I like him because he's the only one on that island who's like, this is a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate Jeff Goldblum, but I just find like a lot of the characters he plays are very the same. It's like with Nicolas Cage. All his characters are the same person.
I think you
Who
get
else?
typecast,
A
don't
few
you?
actors like that.
And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It's called typecasting, isn't it?
But
Um,
it like, for me, it honestly, if I think they changed Hammond's character because Richard Attenborough is playing him and they couldn't kill Richard Attenborough. I think they changed it so that, but again, they didn't change. You know, they stopped it from being true that, like, they talked about how there's, like, raptors and stuff going to the mainland. They stopped it from being true that you see, like, the aviary, and how the aviary, literally, they did not finish constructing it because the birds, the pterodactyls, were so territorial that they literally got killed, these people. They got, like, attacked every minute that they tried to build it.
like maybe that's a bad idea, and it's like they couldn't control the raptors
No, they couldn't
because
control the compies, they couldn't control the T-Rex in the end.
because I mean I think a lot of the films address like is like like in Jurassic World the Indominus Rex where it's like the only food she knows, the only thing she's known is a thing, and it's like maybe especially with zoos like that don't look after their animals, and it's like if you actually give animals stuff to do and hunt like they do, like if maybe you wouldn't have something where the animals are trying to kill you. And like,
There was a TikTok I saw. I would try and find it, but it was.
is it the one with Jurassic Park Evolution
Yeah.
where that lady? Yeah, I think
Look
I've
how
seen it.
happy
Where
she
she's like
is in
looking
her
at,
paddock.
and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna go to, like, because that just reminded me of that. Where the Indominus Rex is really happy. She's not attacking anyone because she's got a nice environment and things to do. Yeah,
Enrichment. It's literally that is the
enrichment.
thing, right? It's like you cannot be doing that. You cannot be having a bunch of animals just out there, like, and like the raptors, it's like, yeah, she came in and she killed all of the other ones, and it's like, well, why did you bring a new one in that wasn't raised in a pack? And that's an issue in the other one, is that they talk about in the second book how these animals, because they were raised by machines, because they were fed by the creators, they first of all, they have a disease that kills them because the creators are stupid and they don't do like basic diligence. But then they literally like they don't learn pack behavior because they're not raised the way, like in a zoo, a good zoo, an ethical zoo, which is about conservation. They're raised in the same sort of way that they would be fed as naturally as possible. Like, obviously, they're not out there getting fed live animals because that's unethical in itself. But they get, like, the pack structure. They're not interfered with. They're not raised. He, like, saying, like, oh, I like to be there for the birth of them and stuff because it gives them trust in me. No, it doesn't. Because they don't see you. And they shouldn't have trust in you because you're not a dinosaur.
Mm. I know. I don't. Did they mention? Speaking of the diseases, like if I remember correctly, was it the Triceratops that they had the disease?
Yeah, the from the poison.
And it's like
In the film, they don't really tell you. In the book, they're like, oh yeah, this is what the Triceratops was. This is what was wrong with it. And in the film, they just don't do that. But they still show that moment because they have to get rid of Ellie.
It's like you need to go, and it's like also the scene where Grant's running away with the children is like they're on the boat swimming away, and the T-Rex starts swimming towards them.
Yeah.
Like they're grown on, and then the juveniles like got the prey, and it's like oh, and the T-Rex is like oh wait, hang on, my prey, and he turns around.
And like, do you know what really bothered me? Actually, this is like one thing that I preferred in the book as well. The romance. There was no romance in the book between these two people. These are just two people who work together.
Yeah, and it's because it's a blockbuster. It was a blockbuster.
But it's like that's
in the book, the reason they put it in.
Doesn't she like explicitly like have a different boyfriend as well, or something? And like, maybe. Either way, they're not together, and it's like the whole point is that they are just two colleagues who work together. And they had to change that, and I get why, because it's like Hollywood, but also I just wish that they had kept it, because it's nice when it isn't like, oh, they have to be a couple.
Mm.
Like, I just prefer when, especially because it isn't in the book, it's like, well, you specifically made that decision to make them a couple, and like you specifically made the decision to have Jeff Goldblum be like really like a playboy kind of character, and like these things aren't in the book, and it's like the focus in the book is on the morality and the ethics and the actual stuff that goes on in the park and like the fixing of the disasters that happen in the park. And then the film is just like dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, look at them.
I don't know. It just really.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of adaptations kind of get lost a little bit. I feel like, oh, Wuthering Heights, for example, but also I'm trying to think of a really. I mean, the only one that's coming to mind is the Percy Jackson films with Logan Lerman.
They were a fun
They,
time though. Safe
yeah,
Space, they were fun.
the second film.
But they were
Um,
camp.
the first one was all right. You know how critical I am about certain things.
I
Like,
think. What was the book that I've read?
um,
There's like a few, I think, that are just. I've not watched The Goldfinch, the adaptation of the Donna Tartt, but I've heard that
oh,
that film's not good.
I am not watching that. I want nothing to do with that book. I hate that book. Well, I don't hate it. I just I can't read another Donna Tartt. I'm sorry, nothing happens in that book. Like, there's so much you could have done with it, and it's just like 200 pages of doing drugs. Yeah.
I think. I mean, there's like a lot, isn't there, of books, but
I do see on your bookshelf though All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dwyer.
I've not read that yet.
You should. I think you would like it.
I reckon I probably would. It's like.
They did a Netflix adaptation of it.
Yeah, I've not seen that because I'm waiting to read the one.
Yeah, I mean, my mum watched it, and I think my
There's
mum's read the book. I read it a long time ago, but I enjoyed it.
I think the problem with books to films is that, like the Hunger Games, for example, there's stuff that's not in the films that is just really sweet. That is like in the book, it makes the characters feel more grounded in the world that they're in. Like, for example, the bread. Every district has a bread that is unique to them, right? A style of bread. And I think it's Rue who teaches Katniss this. And she's like, and this is the bread from District 11, and this is. Oh no, maybe it's Peter because he would know, wouldn't he?
I think it's Peter. That makes more sense with Peter's character. It's been a long time.
But then Katniss, after Rue dies, I'm not. Do you
It's been
know
a long
what?
time. I reread
If you
them
count
last
that as
year.
a spoiler, that's your fault because The Hunger Games has been out for so long. Like, the film is over 10 years old. That's on you. But I.
13.
Oh. But I think that in the book she gets sent bread from District 11, and she literally doesn't even have to know that it's from them because as soon as she sees this bread, she knows that it's their bread and that that's their way of thanking her for doing what she did for Rue. That they're trying to feed her and keep her alive because of what she did.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's quite like basing food in reality because when you think about it, like every region of certain places have their own food. Like even where I'm from, Staffordshire oatcakes. You have Scottish oatcakes, then you have Staffordshire oatcakes. It's its own delicacy. Lobby, as well. That's another like food, which it's basically stew. It's just we call it lobby.
Is pretty big on this. You have like Welsh cakes specifically. Like
Yeah.
But there's like loads of different style of like the same thing. But they're like depending on where you get them from, you might like them, you might not like them because they're different.
Exactly. Also, I'm sorry if you can keep hearing my watch going off. I thought I'd muted my phone, but clearly I haven't. It keeps going off.
I actually can't.
That's fine. It just keeps going off. And I'm like, I'm in a group chat and it just keeps going off, and I'm just like, I should have muted it, but I wasn't.
Is my phone muted? I think. Did I? I did say it on Do Not Disturb. So
Yeah.
I did remember to do that. That's good. But yeah, I just think like those little nuances make the Hunger Games, for example, so good because you get a sense that like in the books, with especially like it being Katniss's perspective, there are
Mm.
some things I love the films for. I loved the scene in the Hunger Games film where Haymitch is trying to get sponsors for Katniss. I love that. I love that we see, you know, her family watching what's happening and the people of District 11 beginning like their own uprising when everything happens. I think that there's something so sweet about seeing all of that and knowing that, you know, she thought that people didn't like her. She thought that she was like an underdog who everybody wanted dead and blah blah blah. And then meanwhile out there are all these people working overtime for her. You've got Effie being so lovely and trying her best and genuinely caring about these people. And there's like performances that weren't really mentioned in the books because it's from Katniss's perspective. Like it's literally through her eyes. Like you only see what she sees, right? It's not even like third person. It's just like, and so we see these little things in the film, and I really like that. And I think it, you know, they cut some things out that I'm like, that would have been really nice, but also whatever, because they have like all this other stuff that isn't in the books either. There's like the give and the take, and that's why they're good adaptations, because they hit the core theme and they use the new medium to expand on this world in ways that they can.
Exactly.
Jurassic
Like
Park, I don't know if I could say it does the same thing, really.
a little bit, I suppose.
It expands on the dinosaurs being
Yeah, we don't
creepy.
really, but I think that's more because the book is more about the dinosaurs. I think the film is more about the people. Really,
Yeah,
it's like it's a monster movie, isn't it? So it doesn't really want to focus too much. It doesn't want to give us too much focus on the animals because then you might see them more as more than the monster. You might see them as
yeah.
actual animals. I think that's kind of the framing that we have with it. But yeah, I think we've just gone over an hour, so I probably should wrap it up.
Yeah. I feel like this is my bad. Mostly talked about like the one specific thing, but I think that it's one of those books where like the for me the thing that really stood out about it from the perspective that I had was that the film kind of bored me because it felt like it was just dinosaurs being creepy and
Yeah,
people
monster
existing.
movie. That's exactly what it is.
And I don't find that as interesting because I feel like there's less depth to that.
Mm.
Whereas the book kind of had the stuff that I wanted from the film. It had the like, you know, the way of, because especially like in the film, Hammond literally has this whole thing like, I can't believe that you're all ganging up on me, ha ha ha, and it's like I hate him. I just I think he's so unlikable, and the way that
He
he
is a loner.
talks, because like okay, even if you hate Jeff Goldblum's way of acting in that film, literally imagine inviting someone to your island and then in front of them and in front of guests being like, he's insufferable.
Yeah, and it's like no, yeah,
Like, this is
yeah.
not a good guy. And he gets like a redemption by being able to say, I agree, the park should be closed. And he, like, we don't see him get punished for what he does, whereas in the book we do. And I think that's like the big difference is that the film is kind of like too afraid to say the whole point of why the book was written.
Exactly. I probably will read the sequel, at some point.
I will
Maybe I'll
say
actually.
the sequel, because it was written because of the
Ah,
set, like, it was like, I think they wanted to write another film, so they had him write another book.
so they could base it off that. Why didn't you just write a bloody
That
screenplay?
said, it did. I didn't hate it. I rated it less This for me is like a future 5. That one was like a 3.5.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
just
the
a little
thing
bit more
is,
boring. But
I think
I
it would
will
have been better
say,
if it was done.
I think that the film seems like, for example, they made like the kid in the film his daughter.
Oh,
She's not his daughter in the book.
yeah.
There's
Huh.
like some
I,
differences.
I tried to cut the kids out because they were his grandkids, so they were a bit annoying.
Yeah, they honestly the kids in all of they're not the best well written. The second book, the kids are a little bit better, I will say. Um, the kids
People
that
can't write big characters well at all.
it's why I refuse to write them. I know that's like, as a writer, you shouldn't refuse to write something, but I simply do not want to do that. So
I think if you're going to spend a bit of time around kids, that yeah, spend time like if you've been around kids, if you've got any cousins or anything like that, just like if you want to write kids, you talk to them because you only
yeah,
kids are like that's how you learn how to write people. You talk to people. Like me working for Spark Writers, like we do once a month. Like we interact and we talk, and I teach them how to do writing. So it's like, yeah, why
kids are more
not?
intelligent than I think a lot of people give them credit for.
Oh yeah. I I mean, when we were looking through my stuff when I was 13, I was like, I was really like off the chart for who I was because I was 13. I'm like, okay. But the way I acted when I remember when I was 13, I did not act that way.
Sorry for
It,
acting the way I did when I was 13.
there's the emotional immaturity there that people don't get,
Absolutely.
which I think is why. But I think because I understand it, that's why I find it easier writing young adult. I think because I understand how teenagers' brains work. Still, I'm
Yeah.
like very emotional.
I think
I'm
that's why
not
I
saying that
wouldn't like.
horribly, but like as a
I
teenager, you respond to things really emotionally, which I still probably do, to be fair, because my brain's not the best.
I
But
think
like,
I had a bit of a too unusual, not unusual in the sense that it wasn't realistic because obviously it was my life, but unusual in the sense like I didn't have like the average teen experience. So I feel like I don't know how
what is the
to.
average teen experience? The neurotypical?
Yeah, probably.
I say it's different for everybody. I had my teenage experience when I was 22, basically. That's when I was
I'm
going around hanging around. It was 2019, so it was just before COVID. And I feel like 2019 was the last year where everything felt like sunshine. Now it feels like.
honestly 2021 for me, I think.
Oh, I hated 20. I didn't hate it.
Hard to say. I think honestly I'm on my like rise up into the best time of my life.
Yeah, no, it's things are looking up. It's just I say that as I'm almost 30. Let's hopefully we don't have another pandemic. I don't want my early 20s to be taken again. Thank you. Like not my early 20s, my early 30s taken. Thank you. That's what I meant. Sorry. I'm not seeing 20 again.
History repeats itself.
20
Anyway,
is the new 30. 30 is the new 20.
um, I think yeah. Basically, I enjoyed the book. Thought that the
Mm.
film didn't cover on the things that I liked most about the book.
I'd say I'd give it about 3.5. I think. Just
That for you. That's good.
yeah, yeah.
You're
I
very
hate
hating.
it. It's not the kind of thing I would normally read. To be
I
honest,
think
I have
as
been
well,
wanting to read it.
considering that
It's
you
just
listen
not
to
my
like a
kind.
really dodgy audiobook.
Yeah, true. So I think that did impact it a little bit,
Ugh.
but again, like I got through it. I can't. It helped me get through it. So it helped me finish it in time for this video. So,
It
so you know
did.
what?
The next episode is going to be a writing episode. I can't remember off the top of my head what the writing episode is going to
Yeah.
be. I should check because we have been trying to let you know beforehand. I have it written down somewhere. Rejection and feedback.
Yeah, I've been taught. I was talking about this yesterday, actually. So yeah, rejection and feedback. That'll be an interesting one.
It
I can
should
use my
be.
knowledge of my degrees to that. Yay!
Because
And
basically,
workshops.
um,
Do
as
you know
a
what we
writer
should do?
currently. Oh,
We should get some. Like, I'll get some of my old pieces of work or our old pieces and go through it.
critique
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. I think that'd be a good idea.
I think, yeah, because as well, I've got my. I could say what I'm already planning on doing differently for my current book as well.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back with that, which should be hopefully interesting because it's.
Mm.
But yes, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
See you next time.